www.nipa.ac.zm or download an application form from our website www.nipa.ac.zm. Contact the administration office at 0767 670 985. NIPA, where excellence meets probity.
The National Health Insurance Management Authority, NEMA, hereby informs the public that with effect from the 1st of January 2024, the buyback option will no longer be available. This means that newly registered NEMA members will not be able to simply pay for the previous 4 months as means of gaining immediate access to NEMA insured health services. Instead, they will be required to undergo a 4-month waiting period from date of registration, during which they're expected to make 4 consecutive monthly contributions for their NEMA accounts to be activated for use. Register and start contributing today. Don't wait until you fall sick. National Health Insurance, leaving no one behind.
NEMA Health Insurance.
Wow, that over there is a very nice Ford. Have you seen it?
Of course. I have been looking at it since we got here. My worry is how people manage such vehicles and where they buy genuine parts from.
I'm sure there's nowhere else apart from Shuma Auto Parts. They are the only supplier of genuine Ford and Mazda parts, which comes straight from the manufacturer. They have everything in stock for both latest and ordinary Mazda and Ford. They also stock service parts such as diesel filters, air con filters, diesel pumps, steering pumps, turbochargers, engine overhaul gaskets, suspension parts, and body parts. If they don't have parts you're looking for, they can order within 5 to 10 working days. To top it up, Shuma Auto Parts also supply Maxxis tires and CST tires.
Really? But where are they found?
They are found on Chandram Sonda Road, Cruiser Auto Workshop in Lusaka. Call on 0979 192057 and 0960747235. Email shumaautoparts@gmail.com. Shuma Auto Parts for all your genuine vehicle parts.
The Happy World of 5FM Radio, your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FMA News at 18:30 with Judith Mwape. The headline. Labour and Social Security Minister urges the human resource officers to be proactive in their duties. ZESCO Limited announces some changes to the staggered load shedding schedule. Leaders of Rwanda and SA discuss DR Congo unrest. And all the news in detail. Minister of Labour and Social Security, Brenda Tambadamba, has placed emphasis on the importance of the Zambia Institute of Human Resource Management in managing the labour market post the debt restructuring. The minister says the human resource profession is central in managing the work environments, stating that if it is not up to speed, the country is likely not to progress in developing the level of excellence required at industry levels and productivity. Ms. Tambatamba says excellence in the labor industry is particularly cardinal now with the debt restructuring in place so as to help deliver what has been negotiated. She further states that the labor market has a responsibility to help strengthen the country's GDP and treasury so that it is able to meet the obligations that have been renegotiated by creditors. Ms. Tambatamba stressed that for the labor officers to be motivated and productive, the human resource who are supervisors of the force should be proactive at advising the management at their various institutions. She said this today when she paid a courtesy call on the Livingstone District Commissioner, Eunice Nawa.
Because whatever we have come across DC in terms of inspections countrywide has at the most pointed to the functionality of the human resource profession, because that human resource profession is central to managing the labor or the labor market or the spaces for work. If this profession is not up to speed, then we are likely to not progress in ensuring that we develop that level of excellency that is required at industry, that will not only drive and deliver on the decent work agenda and the human rights of workers, but also the productivity of industry.
A joint team of immigration and police officers in Nakonde district has apprehended 33 Ethiopian nationals aged between 15 and 27 and a 52-year-old Zambian minibus driver, Victor Siluimba, in a suspected case of smuggling of migrants. The group was nabbed in an operation conducted in the early hours of 6th April 2024 in Chilolua village of Chief Waitwika in Nakonde district. Department of Immigration Public Relations Officer Namati Nshinka explains that the operation was conducted following a tip-off from a concerned member of the public that he had spotted some suspected illegal immigrants being transferred to a certain house in Chilolua village in a Toyota Hiace registration number ADD 6819. Mr. Nshinka says the officers did not find anyone in the house. However, the house was unlocked and there were some loaves of bread and sachets of sour milk, which suggested that its occupant had left the house in a hurry. He adds that an unlocked Mitsubishi Pajero vehicle was parked outside the house and a quick search of the area was conducted, during which 25 Ethiopians were nabbed after they were found sleeping under a tree while 8 escaped.
An unlocked Mitsubishi Pajero vehicle with registration number AJE6488 was parked outside the house. A quick search of the area was conducted, during which 25 Ethiopians were nabbed after they were found sleeping under a tree while 8 escaped. The 8 were later apprehended, bringing the total number to 33. The Ethiopians and the Zambian driver are detained in police custody, and both the Toyota Hiace and the Mitsubishi Pajero have been impounded. This brought the number of persons apprehended for various immigration offences countrywide between 4th and 7th April 2024 to 88. Meanwhile, on 4th April 2024, a 29-year-old Congolese was convicted in the Lusaka Magistrate Court for forging a Zambian national registration card.
BMM Swift International Consulting Group, in partnership with the Minnesota Department of Agriculture, has announced the upcoming Zambia-Minnesota Agriculture Business Forum, scheduled to take place from April 29th to May 2nd, 2024 in Minnesota. This significant event, organized in collaboration with the Embassy of Zambia in Washington, D.C., and the Zambia Ministry of Agriculture, seeks to foster international collaboration and advancement in the agricultural sector. The forum aims to unite agricultural stakeholders from Zambia and Minnesota to explore synergies, exchange knowledge, and forge transformative partnerships. BMM Swift Consulting Group Chief Executive Officer Betty Muhau emphasized the platform's unique opportunity for farmers, policymakers, and industry leaders to collaborate on addressing challenges and seizing opportunities for economic growth in the agricultural sector. Ms. Muhau says the partnership between the Minnesota Department of Agriculture and the government of the Republic of Zambia is expected to yield positive outcomes, benefiting farmers and promoting agricultural trade and investment. Key highlights of the forum include networking opportunities to foster cross-border collaborations, field visits to local farms and agricultural research institutions, and showcasing cutting-edge technologies and innovative practices, among other engagements. Opposition Socialist Party Deputy Secretary General Antonio Mwanza expressed disappointment that the Constituency Development Fund is merely a theological concept in certain areas of the country, particularly in Western Province. He has also lamented the apparent neglect of grassroots communities by President Hakainde Hichilema, Rwanda Member of Parliament, and councillors who were supported by these communities during their rise to power. These concerns were raised during an incident at Kambundi village in Danda ward of Rwanda constituency, Limulunga district, Western Province. Socialist Party President Fred Membe was present, and residents gathered to demand an address.
CDF ambuya munaitengako CDF kimayusi munatengako CDF kuno kuli manzi yakumwa kuno kuliko hospital langa maskulu langa ndalama yothandiza makolo yanga bankote ziliko langa mayusi ndalama ziliko even bola iyi akainda akaingofa kakaneti bola iyo akainde so osanambiwa kulija temu atikunamiwa tikupimiwa so muntu ngati akuza boza kumenya kunzeru siye kuti akainda anakamba kuti kuli CDF ambuya munaitengako CDF.
Another story trending this evening. Health Minister Sylvia Masebo says the government is committed to addressing health inequalities by expediting progress towards attainment of universal health coverage, which is achievable through concerted efforts of all stakeholders. The Free Press Initiative has commended Information Minister Cornelius Mwetwa and the UPND government for their resolute stance to promote pure self-regulation of the media in Zambia. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
ZESCO Limited has announced some changes to the staggered load shedding schedule in Lusaka aimed at improving adherence to the schedule. Company spokesperson Matongo Maombi has said in a statement that ZESCO acknowledges the challenges experienced in the previous week of implementing the staggered load shedding, and the corporation seeks improved adherence to the schedule. Mr. Maombi says the residential timings have been adjusted for the second outage. The staggered load shedding has residential customers in Lusaka experience 2 power outages of 4 hours each, spread throughout the day. That ends the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
And now on foreign news. Rwanda's President Paul Kagame met his South African counterpart Cyril Ramaphosa, and they reaffirmed their support in finding a political situation to the conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Mr. Ramaphosa was visiting the East African country to take part in the 30th commemorations of the Rwandan genocide. President Ramaphosa told reporters that he left with a renewed vigor and intention to solve the issues plaguing DR Congo, which has been racked by violence for more than 3 decades. South Africa troops are leading a Southern African Development Community (SADC) force that is helping the Congolese army fight M23 rebels in DR Congo's North Kivu province. The South African deployment caused tension with Rwanda, which accuses the Congolese army of collaborating with rebels who threaten their country. This is denied by DR Congo. Here's Rwanda from the BBC.
Donald Trump says abortion rights, expected to be a key issue in November's US presidential election, should be decided by individual states. In a video address, he said he was proud to be responsible for the Supreme Court decision 2 years ago ending a federal right to abortion. The Vatican has issued a strong warning about gender theory, arguing that sex change surgery risks the unique dignity of a person which is bestowed at conception. The declaration, which was signed by Pope Francis, also reiterates the Church's opposition to surrogate parenthood, abortion and euthanasia. The medical charity Médecins Sans Frontières has made an urgent appeal for humanitarian agencies that have suspended work in Sudan to return to the country. Nearly a year after fighting began between rival military factions, MSF said a colossal humanitarian crisis was taking place. Palestinians who've returned to the wrecked city of Khan Yunis in Gaza have spoken of the widespread destruction left behind in the wake of the withdrawal of Israeli forces on Sunday. Some said they'd been unable to locate their homes beneath huge mounds of rubble. Bodies are still being removed from collapsed buildings.
And finally, in sports news, Everton have been deducted 2 points for a second breach of Premier League financial rules. Profit and Sustainability Rules (PSR) permit clubs to lose €105 million over 3 years, and an independent commission found Everton breached that by €16.6 million for the 3-year period to 2022 to 2023. They dropped 1 place to 16th and are now 2 points above the relegation zone. The Toffees had a 10-point deduction reduced to 6 on appeal in February for the 3-year period 2021 to 2022. Everton say the club will appeal the decision. Another weather report brought to you by Class Econ.
Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
Northern, Luapula, Copperbelt, Northwestern, Western, Southern, Lusaka, and Central provinces are mainly cloudy, slightly windy and mild, with isolated rain and occasional thunder. Muchinga and Eastern provinces are partly cloudy, windy at times and mild, with isolated rain. That ends the weather report.
Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
And that weather item brings us to the end of the news this evening. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. Labour and Social Security Minister urges the human resource officers to be proactive in their duties. ZESCO Limited announces some changes to the staggered load shedding schedule. Leaders of Rwanda and South Africa discuss DR Congo unrest. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy World of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. I'm Judith Mwabe. Good evening.